Limelight presents Diamond Dreams Prasad Kapre Show. Today I have with me young and dynamic and a woman of today who has taken the lab-grown diamond world by a storm. Please welcome Pooja Sheth, Managing Director, Limelight Lab-Grown Diamonds Private Limited. Hi Pooja.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you over. The first and the foremost, I would like to understand your background because I've been told that you don't belong to the diamond industry.
Yes, that's right. I don't belong to the diamond industry at all. I have no family background whatsoever in the diamonds or the jewelry sector. I was in London, graduated from London School of Economics, studied at Harvard, was an investment banker at Barclays with no understanding of this industry. But I always wanted to come back to my country and do something back home. So 8 years later, I decided to move back to India. And that's when I happened to meet Mr. Bakul Limbasia, who he's the owner of the Bhatwari Group. And as we speak, he's currently the largest group or an entity to be producing lab-grown diamonds in the world. And, so when I saw the labs, when I saw the kind of scale and automation that was there in the labs, I was totally blown. And that's when I felt the need that, this product and this storytelling of India needs to come in the limelight. So decided to set up a brand, Limelight.
Well said. But why lab-grown diamonds? You could have gone into the mine diamond industry. So why lab-grown?
I think the story definitely, stemmed from the fact that, when I saw the scale and automation of, the technology in Surat and, how we were growing these diamonds, I think quickly couple of things that ran through my mind. Firstly was, the whole aspect of the fact that we currently mine a lot of our natural diamonds and without enough said, there is enough of environmental damage that is associated with mining. And here was this technology that now came into being, which was producing the exact same thing without having to go through the entire environmental damage that comes with mining. So when I heard of this proposition that now, suddenly we have sustainable diamonds or we have environmental friendly diamonds, it kind of struck to me, that at the end of the day, we wear diamonds to make ourselves, look more confident, look more pretty. But for that piece of rock, if we're digging deep under the surface of the earth, destroying land, destroying water, is that even worth it? Now that, there's technology doing exactly the same thing or in fact producing superior quality of diamonds. So that question brought me to, sort of saying that, no, this needs to be told to the consumers of today in the right manner because there was a lot of misrepresentation of lab-grown diamonds in general. The fact that it is called lab-grown diamonds in the industry, lab-grown almost to consumers felt like, oh, it's fake, lab mein ban raha hai to artificial, those were the words that were being associated to lab-grown diamonds, but it was a complete misrepresentation. So I felt like the true story and the true telling of lab-grown diamonds had to reach the consumers. And what better way than building a brand of lab-grown studded jewelry?
It's interesting that you mentioned about artificial, because that's the take that a lot of consumers take out of, the moment you say lab-grown diamonds. Mera manna ye hai ki even artificial intelligence is something much bigger than the normal intelligence, and that's why the world is moving towards artificial intelligence. So even if the consumer feels that artificial is still, it is at that level, at least.
Very well said, sir. Very well said.
So, मैं मानता हूँ कि आज आप भारतीय नारी को रिप्रेजेंट करती हैं और उस हिसाब से आप ऐसा क्या मैसेज देना चाहेंगी आप अपने ब्रांड के बारे में कि why should a woman of today actually opt for a lab-grown versus a mine diamond?
Sure. Now that we officially belong to Bharat and as a Bharatiya Nari, I think something that really, even from the beginning of establishing Limelight, what I got associated with was the fact कि पत्थर से हीरा बनाने का काम सालों से इंडिया ने किया हुआ है, right? The cutting and polishing of all diamonds have have always, majority of it has happened in India. अब पत्थर भी हमारे ही देश में बन रहे हैं, so पत्थर भी हमारा है, हीरा बनाने का काम भी हम करते हैं. Jewelry making has always been India's core strength also in terms of craftsmanship. Then why not Indian consumers be the first ones to wear these diamonds from our own country? Again, when I was trying to understand the markets and see what's happening, we often saw that people who are buying in the US, as in US, lab-grown diamonds have really significantly picked up in the US. And majority of that is actually being bought by the millennials. It's the young consumers of today, right? And if they are biting into it, then what is it that the millennials of the Indian continent, that they will not approve of? It's exactly the same. Our consumer preferences are the same. Our tastes are the same. So I believed that ये पत्थर अगर हमारे देश का है तो हमारे देश के लोगों को सबसे पहले पहनना चाहिए.
In fact, again, it's interesting that you are referring to the diamond as just a stone. And technically, yes, I agree there with you. But and that's what also makes me to ask you another question then, that no woman needs a diamond, but every woman wants one. Now, ऐसा क्या है इस पत्थर में कि हर woman चाहती है कि she should own one diamond? Why that kind of an aspiration?
और ये मुझसे ज्यादा आप जानते हो. the master mind behind the storytelling and positioning of diamonds in general, right? It is an aspirational category that has been built in our minds by the sheer sense of the positioning of the product. And I think now that is something that we can't take away from. Abhi,
Sure.
हमारे सबके दिमाग में thanks to the natural diamond industry and thanks to masterminds like y'all in marketing, that we are convinced that this product genuinely makes us feel more confident and more pretty than we already are.
Sure.
But I think there are lots of different things that are now changing in the mindset of a woman of today. One is that we don't need a heat to buy us a diamond anymore. We love to buy our own diamonds and enjoy our own diamonds.
Sure.
Secondly, back in the day, diamonds were always sort of referred to, from a wedding perspective. Especially in, of course, Western concept brought to India. But even till today, majority of the families think of diamonds or purchasing diamonds only when it's got to do with weddings. But that consumer taste is also changing. Girls of today are looking not just from a wedding perspective, but want to wear diamonds on a regular basis also. Want to have their studs when they go to office meetings, want to have stackable rings that they can afford when they're getting promoted, want to gift their mothers on Mother's Day with, small diamonds or a nice bracelet for their mothers, so on and so forth. So I think there are more than one events which now, consumers are sort of preferring buying diamond jewelry as opposed to before.
Yes.
Secondly, I also feel that the concept of jewelry preference is also changing in the sense minimalism, less is more. In everything that we see, we always see consumers are moving on to being more value conscious and less is always more for them. So being more minimal, being having jewelry that I can adorn on a regular basis as opposed to having big chunkier sets of jewelry that later sit in my lockers. I think the woman of today prefers more of the everyday luxury aspect.
Okay. Well, you did mention about the positioning of diamonds. I would like to understand from you the positioning of Limelight. How do you see Limelight from a consumer's perspective?
Sure. So Limelight, the way we look at it is we are here to establish India's largest sustainable luxury brand offering sustainable diamond-studded jewelry. The way we think of is most of the women today have always aspired a solitaire but haven't been able to afford one. I think Limelight's jewelry is the best sort of positioning and combination of having, that guilt-free, environmental-friendly solitaire purchase that can allow you to, within the same budget, sort of have a much larger solitaire. So it is the true meaning of less is more, basically.